But no, you as let's talk about it later. Yako pia ni majonzi, but let's talk about it slightly later because your game is today.
Okay. We just have to go to Arsenal, Jamo.
Can we agree that and I asked this last Saturday on Spot On, and I said the problem is not Liverpool dropping points.
Yes.
The problem is Arsenal taking advantage of it, putting a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
Or when you're driving and then you see a guy on your rear view mirror, so you worry a bit. I know Arsenal are missing players. I know Arsenal are missing a million people. I understand. But that my favorite boy, first of all, must get a bit more disciplined now.
Okay.
Yeah. Though I think he has a lot of enthusiasm. It is
too much confidence.
Inachamka inanidi kurudishwa chini kidogo.
Yeah, I think the red card is do that. But yesterday was just a hard watch, to be honest. I started watching the game and I felt like, okay, we have the right mentality. But as the game progressed, I was like, okay, what's the plan? What really is the plan? If you ask me, we shouldn't have started with Mikel Merino.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have happened. We should have started with Sterling. Of course, I know he hasn't been playing well, but let's start with Sterling. And then we have something off the bench if plan A doesn't work. Because when you start with Merino, then we don't have a plan B. The plan B is...
See, plan B is Sterling.
Plan B is like plan E. Sterling is like plan E.
So you want us to start with plan E and then come back to B?
Yeah, then if it doesn't work, then we know we have a plan A on the bench. Plan B is Safi.
So you are saying you have a worse plan on the pitch and a better plan off the pitch?
Yeah, let's start like that. It worked against Leicester.
You are clutch.
No, it worked against Leicester.
This Leicester team has the.
I know, but West Ham haven't won. Haven't won in how many games?
No.
You know, that West Ham side shouldn't have been. Yeah. Shouldn't beat us. They shouldn't have scored.
To be fair to you, Mr. Arteta said this was bad.
Yeah.
He said something like, I'm very, very, very angry with what I have seen. Yeah. And this was a bad game and we didn't play well and we don't deserve anything from the game.
In fact, I pin it on him because at this particular time, you're not going to be playing horizontal football. We need to morph into that juggernaut that is going to win 10 consecutive games if you want to win the title, because we're playing catch up right now. So our football should be vertical. First thing but
who are you playing with vertical? You see, that's the other thing.
Yeah. No, we're playing vertical with for example, if you play
with
play
who? Like who's the personnel? Like yesterday, there's no one to play vertical with. Trossard, Nwaneri, Merino on the bench.
You can play vertical with Nwaneri.
I keep saying he's a child, man.
Yeah.
I know.
You can't rely. The only child who was relied to heavily like that at his age, that I can remember, is Wayne Rooney. Like at 17, 18, he was the go-to guy for England at the Euros. Like the go-to guy. But generally, an 18-year-old needs people who are playing well, and then he joins into the fun. I get your frustration, but your frustration comes from not now, it comes from in the summer. I said it here a few weeks ago. I watched a clip on Instagram and this guy said, who has Arteta signed who's been a huge positive influence into the team? Yeah. And he could only pick, I think, Partey, Declan Rice. There was no one else. He was like, Merino, okay, good, decent, but do we need him? No. Calafiori, great guy, Italian guy, but do we need him? No. And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of... When Arsenal decided to add 3 more 6 out of 10s, rather than get a marquee player like someone. So Arsenal ends up with too many. You know, because think about it. Kai Havertz is a
6.5.
Calafiori,
6.5.
Merino,
6.5.
You get Trossard, Martinelli. You know?
Yeah.
And then you're also terribly unlucky. I think Arsenal have been terribly unlucky with injuries. Because the injuries seem to just touch your spine.
Yeah.
Your team just gets injured, the main people. Saka, Odegaard. Saka, like the exchange. Saka, Odegaard. Then Odegaard has issues. He's a parent. His form is gone.
Because looking at that game, there was no point where I felt that Arsenal controlled the whole game. Because even statistically, when you look at the shots on target, the shots that you guys created, the chances that you guys had, there was no way I felt you guys could really give West Ham a push for their money. And one thing also, you guys have to realize this season you guys have received how many red cards? 5.
Yeah, it's 5.
5. I think discipline issues this season for you guys has been an issue and has really affected and harmed you guys' performance.
And of the 5 games, they only won 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Winning a game when you're one man down is very difficult.
No. You need to remember the old Arsenal. This one, you are maybe too young to remember it.
It doesn't matter which
But
team
the
you
one,
are.
but the no. The one of Kinaviera, they would go a man down and they'd be like, okay, and they still do the job.
How many World Cup winners were in that team?
No, that team was not joking.
How many European winners in
No, that team had men.
How many
That
Africa
team
Cup
had men.
AFCON winners were in that team?
That team had men.
That team had experience. You see, compare that team to this team. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
With our 6.5s, going a man down, it's difficult.
And
It really is
credit, by the way,
difficult.
credit to West Ham, actually. I would love just to credit.
I didn't think they did much. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't think they did
No,
much.
they got that chance
I
and
think,
scored a goal.
to be
Because
honest-
they only had 2 shots on target and scored a goal.
That's what I'm saying.
So
I don't
for
think.
me,
I feel like,
go-
sorry, Chep, I
Yeah.
feel like this was more an Arsenal team that just has no clue.
Arsenal.
As opposed to, there are times that a team comes out and plays you off the park.
Yeah.
Like the way
Yeah.
Brighton did to Chelsea. Like
Yeah.
they come out and you can tell, hey, these guys are in trouble. They don't know
Sure.
what's happening. And then there's the other one where you think, West Ham didn't have to do a lot.
They didn't have to do it. That's the thing.
They didn't
yeah,
have
for
They
me,
did the
it's,
bare minimum.
it's the
Sit back.
clinicality. And for the apart from everything else, you are the best defense team. But they had that chance and took it.
Now you
Because
see,
for a team like West Ham, playing an Arsenal team that has one of the best defenses, when you get an opportunity, you take it. And for me, credit to them for that goal, for taking that goal.
For sure.
Because they lost that.
When you say
track
Arsenal have one of the best defenses, what do you mean?
it has the best defense.
defense in the league.
Oh, because they've considered
They've
23
conceded
goals.
less.
But they've
Yeah.
lost thrice.
Even last season.
Yeah, but they've lost thrice. You see,
Yeah.
again, guys, that's why I tell you guys stats are a weird thing.
Yeah.
So Arsenal have the best defense statistically. They've only considered 23 goals.
Yeah.
But they've lost 3 games.
Yeah, because we are not scoring.
So the in contrast, Liverpool have considered 20
Yeah.
second best defense, but have
Yeah.
only lost once.
One.
Yeah,
So they've conceded more, but they've only lost once.
yeah. But their attack is what has made them
yeah.
be where they are. Because if, for example, Liverpool versus Arsenal, we were 3-2 up. Was it 3-2 or 2-2? 2-1.
2-1.
2-1. We're
Yeah.
2-1 up. And then Gabriel gets injured. Kivior enters. Then we had to remove Timber.
That day, everyone who could get injured was
Yeah,
so-
We are our cellular
destabilizes.
defense enable Liverpool to get a draw in
And now
that game.
speaking of
Now
matters
look-
capitalizing, I want to go
Yeah,
into
now you see,
capitalizing.
on
Because when Liverpool lost to Forest, Arsenal drew to Man City. They didn't take that chance as well. They didn't capitalize. When Liverpool drew to Newcastle, game Arsenal drew to Fulham. When Liverpool drew to Fulham, Arsenal drew at Everton. So from that, it just shows when you drop points, it's rarely Arsenal takes that.
So Arsenal have had at least 3 chances
3,
before
even it's
yesterday.
5. It's almost 5 chances.
5
they more.
chances,
Yeah, almost
close the
5.
gap.
Even midweek, we drew 2 games midweek.
Yes.
Yes, they had that opportunity.
That's
That
what I'm
is
saying.
4 points dropped by Liverpool this week.
The difference between us and you guys, for example, if you look at in the Liverpool versus Bournemouth game,
Yeah.
you're the second best team. Bournemouth deserved to get something out of that game, but your attack was just clinical. That's the difference between your team and our team. Your attack gets the work done. You're not playing the best of football in some games, but at the end of the day, you're getting the points.
But before
Can I
that,
ask a
even
question?
The Forest game, that was even early in the season, but you still drew at City as well.
Early in the
So
season, we were
it's
having
before
that.
even the injuries as well. There's
No,
just
no, Arsenal
being
this season started with
no,
injuries from day one.
Yeah, but
Arsenal this year. Was it Odegaard?
Remember, yeah, it was
Yeah, it was
Odegaard. But
Odegaard.
remember also in that particular game, you're saying we had a red card. It has
Yeah.
been just something as
It's like a black card. eh?
hampered
There's always
me.
something.
Yeah.
So red card,
and
injury.
and I need to ask Arsenal fans.
Yes.
Guys, we've been going to church for the past 2 seasons praying. Tunatoa sadaka.
Can I
kweli?
answer you?
Eh?
Can I answer you?
Yeah.
Guys, please, God has way more pertinent problems to deal with.
Yeah.
And most importantly, we say this in Kikuyu, God helps you who's helping
Helping
yourself.
themselves. Yeah.
So you have to help yourself,
Yeah.
then to ask God for help.
I'm
You guys
trying
are
to
just
leave your
getting
cast.
you guys are just getting into your own way. To be honest,
Yeah,
and I
it's-
said this from the start of the season, and I gave the example of Paul Tergat and Haile Gebrselassie. I told you these guys.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the Arsenal. This is on Arsenal tried to change, to be more durable, to be more defensive, to be nastier, to have all those tactical fouls. And they left that beautiful football we all fell in love with 2 seasons ago. And this one just hasn't worked.
Yeah,
and then, like you
listen.
said, so the red cards, the injuries.
Yeah.
Question: is it fair for me to say that Arsenal are done this title? Like, Arsenal will not win because they will not take advantage of every chance they get. If they took advantage of 3 of those games, this league is tight like this.
Yeah.
Squeaky bum time it would be.
If you won yesterday, 5 points.
It becomes
It becomes
something else.
fine.
Yeah,
Because
City's
time-
doing something out.
Gonna
time
play
again.
City and Newcastle. If they draw those 2 games,
Game on.
game on.
So is it fair for me to say Arsenal's challenge is over? Like they will not be able, not this season?
Let's wait until to Sunday evening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it time?
Let's wait until Sunday evening.
Yeah, I think the window is it's closing.
Yeah,
it's
it's
really closing.
Still open though.
Because for Liverpool now,
No. Arsenal.
It's closing.
Stop moving to Liverpool. Arsenal. Is it time or is it not time? Starboy says you give it a week.
Yeah, I agree with him. It's still
Hakuna.
on.
Tufunge chapter. This thing is over.
Wewe mtu wa City
It's
utuambia
over,
ati
like,
timu yako bado
no,
iko.
no, it-
Tukuamini
this
kweli.
Hapa atuongee juu ati tuongee
Funga
juu
chapter.
Arsenal.
This thing is over, guys. Tukutane next season. We start a new chapter.
So Patrice Evra was right.
About what?
Arsenal is like Netflix. Anyway,
Hey, yo!
Next season FC.
Come on.
Hey, yo!
But you know what?
Waiting for the next season.
I remember there's a clip I watched about it was on I can't remember which channel, but it was Grobela, the first African goalkeeper to win an English title.
Yes.
The Liverpool legend.
Yep.
He was talking about what the Liverpool cast, the reason why they hadn't won the title in 30 years, and he had to go and do something in one of the goalposts, and then after that, that's when they won the title. I don't know.
Unatupeleka kwa research.
Sasa.
But African research, it's like we were cast.
Moga salt.
Explain to me, J-Mo. Just explain to me. This is not the first time we're getting to this point. In 2008, was it the 08? In 2008?
Yes.
We were about to win, then all of a sudden, our star players start getting injured. 2011. And then, of course, when Leicester won the title, we should have won that title. But then, Giroud goes 14 games without scoring. Now, this season, our star man gets injured, our engine gets injured. One thing after the other, the board again refuses to buy a player in the summer. The marquee player.
I excuse Wenger's teams in 08, whatever, because they were average teams. He was performing miracles with them. The Leicester season was just something written in the stars. No one was ever going to stop that crap. It was always going to be like that.
You think so?
Yeah. There was just something about Leicester and the way they won. From
Like
dilly
Jimoy.
ding, dilly dong, from 40 points. It looked like it was just written in the stars. Everything. Man, Leicester, that game where they beat Liverpool,
Yes,
the
I
goal
remember
by Jamie Vardy.
them,
Then they went to the Etihad and they destroyed CTU,
Yeah.
the Riyad Mahrez game.
Yeah,
and
I
you look at
remember.
it and you're thinking, and Robert Hood, and you're thinking, this thing is just going to go that way. So that one I don't really ask. Any number of teams, all of them thought Leicester would slow down. So, and it will never happen
It
again.
didn't.
They will never. Those big teams will never again
But-
let it go. This one is where I think Arteta made such a huge stride 2 seasons ago when they surprised everyone. Last season,
Was
I
the
think
best.
Arsenal
Was
just
the-
choked towards the end. They
Yeah.
just ran out of gas at the very end because they had the best record in the league, won the most games, lost the least games,
Yeah.
but they lost up when it mattered the most. Then this season, I feel they should have built on it. They didn't. They should have realized Odegaard and Saka will not continue to play 100 games. So what you guys did was that you cleared out their backups, all of them, and then you brought in Merino and Calafiori. So imagine this season, just the way Emil Smith-Rowe has been at Fulham. Would he have been a useful guy? Just by to help Odegaard, you know, you are his Nelson. These guys who you removed.
Nketiah.
Yeah, those ones. So it's almost like this season has been a stop. And I feel like Arsenal need to go back, sit back, think, and ask themselves, what are we going to do? And then we move it forward. I think that would work. Other than that, I think I am. It's very bad for me to say this because the last 2 seasons I've backed Arsenal to win the league. I've said I think Arsenal should win the league. I think they're done. And like that stat is very good. 5 times or so they've been told, please have a go. They said no, thank you. Please have a go. They said no, thank you. So please, I'm a key player, a good player, a guy who can get you goals, a guy who knows how to get you over the line. That is what Arsenal need. And then Arteta has to go back to what made him good the first 2 seasons. I feel like he changed too much.
Yeah,
It's
he
come to
became more
bite him.
conservative.
Yeah,
He
it's
shouldn't
come to
have.
bite him.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have.
Like, just play the way you are playing, but add quality onto the team.
There's only the only 2 players I would want to sign. The number 14 jersey is empty. There's somebody who likes
Where's
that
jersey
number.
14?
Yeah.
Just have to give out money.
That's
Arsenal has money.
Ah.
We spent 256 million pounds in the past transfer window.
But on who?
You see, that's the thing. So we have the money. We
On
can
this
spend the money.
this 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
So you need to do it on a 9 out of 10.
And go and get Nico Williams at Athletic Bilbao.
Yeah, I like Nico. Anyway, I want to read this tweet, then we take a break because I think Bernardo is visional and Bernardo a lot. Bernardo says, apart from Haaland, does City have any marquee signing in the Pep Guardiola era?
Oh my goodness.
Boss, most of their signings are the same level as Arsenal signings. I think she comes down. Mr. Bernardo, you know I have huge respect for you, but I suggest you go back, look at all the players that Pep Guardiola has signed, and then we have this conversation when you're talking about City. You cannot say that the only
Come
marquee
on.
signing they have had.
And they've won 4
No,
consecutive-
not winning.
If- just players.
Just and
Players.
I'll give you this as a hint. There was a season they spent 100 million on fullbacks.